Hello Capricorn, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of February 5th through 11th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with these cards and use your own intuition to go beyond what I'm telling you. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. So here we have an Ace of Swords. One of my favorite cards, I gotta say. I love the colors. I love the vibrancy of that. And let's see what else we've got. We're gonna do our Dove and Serpent spread. I'm trying to keep everything as neat as possible today. And we've got the new overhead camera. I'm still getting used to kind of how to keep everything visible for you all and make it look nice at the same time. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, so stick around until the end. And hopefully that will tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for. Okay, so let me just take a look. Camera, yeah, looks like we're pretty centered in there. Good news, good news. So what we've got first of all is this Ace of Swords. I feel like you're the type of person that is on an eternal quest for truth, knowledge, understanding, right? I think that you're someone that would rather know the truth of something, even if it's unpleasant, than to be kept kind of in the dark, right? I feel like you're someone that you value honesty tremendously. I think you're a very honest person yourself. You know, I think it's one of your kind of core values. Something that you feel very strongly about is just an openness. Like, be willing to admit when you're wrong. Be willing to express how you really feel and what you really think. You know, I don't think you care much for deception, or even the white lies, I think, kind of bother you. Because in a way it's like, well, why can't you just be open? You know, it almost feels like people don't trust you when they're not able to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It's almost like they don't trust you with the truth. And I don't think that's a very good feeling. I don't think anyone really likes that. But I think this week in particular, you're a little bit upset that there is someone that seems to be unwilling to give you that honest truth. Okay? And it seems like one of your core values is this honesty and this openness. Because I feel like you try to live that way too. Even if it isn't what they want to hear, you're going to be honest. You're going to, especially if somebody asks you how you feel, what you think, you're going to be honest. You're going to do it in a gentle way, I feel. But you're not going to sugarcoat it too much. You're certainly not going to just frost right over it. You know, you'll be gentle, but you're going to be honest. And I think you expect other people to do the same. And that seems like a reasonable thing, a reasonable way to live your life. You know, I think it's a core value for you. Unfortunately, though, this week I feel that there's some kind of deception going on in your life. There's something that is still a little confusing and a little cloudy. It doesn't seem like all the water has settled yet. You know what I mean? Like all the sediment is still kind of mixed into the water. We've got to wait for things to settle down so that you can see through this clearly, okay? And I know that's bothering you. I know that's kind of not how you want to be spending your time. You want that truth. You want that knowledge and understanding now. But I feel like right now we're in this cloudy kind of period. Okay, and this is the Moon card. This is showing that there is a fluctuation coming. Things may have waned into a dark period, but the light's coming back. And that sunlight is coming back. That solar disk is returning and will be just over the horizon soon. But right now, I think this week, I don't know that we're going to get to the bottom of whatever it is that's going on, okay? And we'll try to see if this is maybe something career-related or if it's something in your relationship or at home. I don't really know who this is involving because we don't see a lot of court cards here. We see one court card over here, but I think this represents you. We don't see much else going on in terms of specific individuals, okay? So I might not know exactly where this is coming from or what it's involving, who it's involving. But I don't feel like this week is going to bring you the clarity. I think maybe towards the end of the week, it'll start to dawn, like this solar disk down there. But I think it's going to be a little frustrating, okay? But there's something going on that feels kind of intentional. It feels like someone is purposefully trying to keep the truth away from you for some reason. Now, I don't know that this is really a terrible situation, right? I think it's just they feel maybe that it's for your benefit right now that you not know everything. But eventually you will, okay? I mean, let me put that out there. Your curiosity will be satisfied. Your quest for the truth will be fulfilled, okay? But let's go to a few other cards here and see if we can get a bit of a feel what's going on. Above the surface, we've got this Five of Pentacles. You are someone who is in charge of the finances, I think. You either run the business or you run the home or both. And I feel like the number one kind of concern for you is like mismanagement of money or of resources. You know, so if this is like a business thing, or if it's in the domestic sphere too, like the money management is very important to you. And you're someone, I think, who stays on a budget, right? You kind of live within your means. But at the same time, you're a very generous person. And I've got some indication of that on the path of the Serpent that we'll get to. I feel like you're a very giving and providing and generous person. But you like to do so on a budget. Okay, you like to have this control. You don't like the uncertainty that we might see with this Five, right? The shifting, the uncertainty, the kind of volatility of the finances, of the resources, the home or the career, something along those lines, okay? I think you're also someone that takes it's almost, you take your health very seriously, but I feel like it's kind of like you have your health on a budget too. You know what I mean? Like you've calculated and factored in the exact kind of like exercise and diet that you need to stick to. I don't think you always do stick to it. I think we all, on our financial budget and on our kind of nutritional budget, I think we all cheat here and there, right? But I think your general kind of method is to have things on a nice kind of routine. You like to have things organized and well managed, right? And I think that's something that you kind of pride yourself on, right? That you're able to kind of organize and budget and plan out these things. Maybe you do meal planning. Maybe you have specific times and days that you're at the gym doing certain exercises, and you know, and that's all part of your overall life plan, life budget, okay? And I think that really does fall into line with this Ace of Swords too, this kind of need for a clear understanding of things, a need for the truth, a need to really see things for what they are, and to be able to look at things and know exactly what's going on, right? So that kind of like, you have that budget and that plan so that you can just kind of look at it and know exactly day to day what's going on, you know? So I think the two are pretty connected there. So it really kind of adds a little bit more force to this Moon card, this uncertain, this darkness, deception, this cloudiness, this lack of clarity that we've got right now. And I don't know exactly where this is coming from. I think you know where it's coming from, because we see this Eight of Swords in the recent past. Now, I know, Capricorn, we've been dealing with an air sign person a lot in your readings. And last week I said, hey, that air person's gone. Woohoo, let's celebrate. I think there's still some mess that they left behind. I think that this is still maybe a lot of like data, a lot of complexity, a lot of trouble, a lot of information, kind of. Like, I'm getting this feeling like there's just a lot of paperwork and you're just like sorting through it. You know what I mean? With the Eight of Swords, it's a lot of confusion. It's almost like we're kind of buried in paperwork almost. Maybe not literally, okay? But maybe you literally are. But I feel like this is still a lingering issue. It's not an active problem with this air sign person that's been causing mischief lately. But it's kind of like the aftermath. You're still like sorting through things that they, like their whirlwind just left a mess of paperwork and you've got to organize it all again. Something like that. Okay. So I feel like you know exactly what this mystery is. You know exactly what this lack of clarity is involving. You're aware that it's here. You're aware that there's something. And it's almost as if this is the needle, right? This is the haystack. And this is like the rainy, cloudy day that's just making it impossible to find the needle. Right? Does that make sense? Kind of a silly metaphor, but hey, whatever works. So I see that it's related to whatever this kind of mess is that this person left. Okay, could be paperwork, but something like that. That's, again, it's just a metaphor. Another part of your energy is this Hierophant card. I think that you are someone who is tremendously generous with your time too. We were talking about generosity with your money and with just your general energy, right? You're very giving, very generous and caring and nurturing person. I think you're also a bit of an educator. I think that you maybe this is where the air sign person came in anyway. Was that you tried to bring someone in. Again, I think the air sign person was like a younger person, maybe like a younger family member or something. You try to bring them in under your wing, kind of like a mentor, and they just caused a whole mess of problems, okay? We don't see the air sign person here in this reading. I don't know about the mystery card, but so far there's no air sign person. There's really not a lot of air at all going into the rest of the cards. I'm talking about the previous weeks for you. The last reading, the reading before, the reading before that. There's been an air sign person that has been causing some mischief in your life. Okay, I think they're gone, but I think this still with this eight of Swords, I still think that they've left a bit of a mess behind. Okay, but I feel like you're kind of you were a mentor to them, or you have a general tendency, I think, to try to teach people. I think that maybe you yourself are highly educated, maybe university level, but more than that, I just think you have a wisdom. I think you have like a experiential knowledge of the world, of business, of life, of living. And that makes sense with that Ace of Swords and that Five of Discs. I think you really have figured out a system that works for you. Very detailed system that I think gives you a lot of peace of mind, a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding and wisdom. Not just about your particular budgets, but about life in general. And I think that you're really someone who feels they have a lot to share, a lot to teach other people. I feel like even if you're not professionally or technically an educator, I feel like you have kind of an educator vibe. I think you enjoy taking people under your wing, acting as a sort of mentor, big brother, big sister kind of thing. And just kind of sharing your wisdom and experience with other people that are kind of coming up behind you, coming up after you, It could be that you're literally a teacher, or you work in some kind of, you work in the education sector in some form or fashion, or that your business, because I think that you are running some kind of business. It could be related to education or teaching or something in some way. I think. Maybe. We'll see. The immediate future is this Magus card. The Magician, the Trickster. So this is really the revelation of the information that you're looking for. This is you really getting this clarity. Getting to the bottom of this murky, murky water and seeing things for what they are. But Mercury here, Hermes, is saying, do you really want to know? It might not make things any easier. It's like be careful what you wish for kind of thing. So I think you're going to understand, you're going to have the information that you need, you're going to have the clarity and the understanding of all of this, right? It's going to be clear, you're going to know. but it may not be something that you're delighted to know. It may not be something that you really want to. It could just be opening up a whole new can of worms, right? It could be, he looks like he's got something up his sleeve, right? And in this case, I think he does. So there's going to be this information coming in. You know, all of the information that you're looking for, you will find, you will know, you will understand. But it may be a whole new can of worms for you. Let's look at the path of the serpent now, and try to connect directly with these cards and with these images and the energies, okay? Because as the messenger, I might not exactly know how to connect each card to your life exactly, okay? So use your intuition. Try to go beyond just the details that I'm providing, okay? General energy, here's that court card, the Queen of Wands. This, I think, is you're starting to get a little pissed off about things. I can see that there's a bit of a temper. There's a bit, it's almost like you're deep in the fire again. And we thought we got out of this. But it feels like you're kind of back in the fire dealing with this, with maybe just the aftermath of this air sign person, whoever caused this kind of mess. You're right in the heat of it again. You're right in the fire. And you're trying to maintain your cool, calm, collected character, you know, your energy, your vibe. This is the Queen of Wands, okay? So you're in the fire. You are this fiery energy. But internally is the water. And that you're trying to stay cool, trying to stay calm, trying to stay focused, trying to stay understanding, compassionate. Don't like jump to conclusions. Don't rush to judgment. But you're getting a little ticked off about things. And especially with this Mercury, with this can of worms, that Mercury might be opening up on you. That's going to make you feel a little bit more agitated, a little bit more on edge, and just not really happy about kind of what you have to do next, you know. So the next card is the Hanged Man. Okay, so in some way this is saying, hey, look, just call it a wash. Just give up on the whole thing. Just completely abandon whatever this search is that you're on. The Hanged Man is kind of saying, look, just throw yourself down on the bed and say, I give up. Okay? That's one way of doing it. It's one way of doing things. But the Hanged Man is also saying, look, you kind of have put yourself in this position, right? We're not victim blaming. I'm not saying it's your fault, but we're saying that, look, this, for whatever reason, has fallen on you. And for whatever reason, you are kind of in charge. This is your domain. This is what you have to solve. So in a way, it's just kind of accepting the reality of the situation, accepting this uncomfortable position that we are in, and making the most of it. You know what I mean? Trying to really take all of this fire and just take a dip in the pool and cool off a little bit, right? Maybe this card's talking about, look, take a break, right? Take a break, shift gears, go do something else. This thing will sort itself out in time. It maybe isn't something that's so crucial right now. I know you have this intense need for the truth, this need for understanding and getting to the bottom of things. But maybe you just need to relax and do a little self-care, do a little meditation, maybe literally go for a swim. Something nice, heated pool, do some laps, you know. Something to get out of this fire energy, something to cool off from all that fire, okay? Just change gears, change your environment for the time being. This card is in the position of your environment. So it could be that your environment really needs to change and you need to take care of yourself and do something a little bit different. Maybe get out of the routine that you've established with all your planning and budgeting and stuff. Do something spontaneous, do something unexpected. Take what is usually this and, whoa, flip that on its head. And now you're celebrating. Right? Now you're on top of the world and you're doing something, you're experiencing something new, something different, something that's taking you outside of this routine. Right? Get out of all this for now. Get out of this pile of paperwork. Get out of that haystack. The needle can wait. Go enjoy yourself. Go take a dip in the pool. Literally, figuratively, whatever. The next card is definitely talking about change. This is a Two of Pentacles here. You're not someone that likes change. And we talked about that on the Path of the Dove. You like things to be routine, orderly. You like to know what's going on. You like there to be that budget, right? This is something we have to get over. There are times where I think you do embrace change, or you accept change. Maybe you don't go out looking for it, but you accept it. And yeah, that's good. That's good, to accept change, accept the things you can't change, But in this case, I think you actively need to change what you're doing. Actively, purposefully, intentionally take yourself out of this Path of the Dove situation and take that dip in the pool. Go treat yourself. Go do something outside of your budget. Go do something that's not scheduled in. Do something that's not part of the routine. Make that big change. Even if it's just like going to, spending money on a fancy dinner, or buying yourself something nice, or getting that massage, or go to a hotel for a night or two. You know what I mean? Something that's not scheduled in, something that's out of the ordinary. But it has to be purposeful, it has to be intentional, and you have to look at it like you're going from black to white, or white to black, or whatever. You're leaving this situation behind. You're flipping the switch, and that is, you're in the exact opposite of what this problem is. You know what I mean? And that's the way I think that you're going to get the restorative time that you need. So the last card here is the Ten of Wands. This is that intense generosity that we were talking about, but this is the kind of energetic expression that is going to burn itself out. It could be that you're already experiencing some fatigue. Maybe it's beginning to just be like mental fatigue, right? But it's going to it's going to disperse to the rest of your body, right? It's going to start affecting your emotions, your physical well-being. You're going to start feeling more run down the longer that you kind of dwell on this problem. So I think that dip in the pool is really important right now for you, because we have to get some of our vitality back. Like I said, I think you're someone that has the budget, has a routine. You've got your meals planned. You've got your workouts planned. But what they say, I guess, in fitness and like, gym lifestyle, is that you have to switch up your routine here and there. You have to make kind of abrupt changes to kind of stimulate new growth, stimulate the growth and the energy and the fitness. You know what I mean? So you do the same exercises every day, your body's going to get used to it. You throw in something completely different, and suddenly wakes things up. Your body starts producing more, adrenaline, ATP, I don't know. It's the same kind of thing here spiritually, energetically. And that will affect your entire physical well-being, mental, emotional as well. So take that dip in the pool before you start really getting too run down. And it could, like I said, it could be beginning as a mental fatigue, but soon it'll be emotional and physical fatigue as well. And we don't want to get to that point. So flip that switch, take that dip, and restore your vitality right now, okay? You got a lot more stuff coming in your life, a lot more good things to do, a lot more energy is going to need to be expended for, I think, everything that you've got going on in your life. If I remember more about the past readings, it's like there was a lot of success, a lot of production coming. You know what I mean? A lot of manifesting your goals and stuff. So it feels like this is just kind of a complicated mess that really isn't going anywhere. Like with this Mercury card, it feels like it's just going to be another can of worms. Let's look at this mystery card. Let's do it. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Swords. This is exactly what I was just talking about with this Ten of Wands. This is you're stretching yourself too thin. You're losing the vitality. It may be beginning as that mental stress. This is that mental stress becoming emotional pain, emotional stress. Okay, so it's really important now. Let's forget about all this Path of the Dove stuff. Let's forget about that. Let's focus on taking that dip in the pool, changing up your routine, and focusing on yourself, your health right now, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, okay? Because this Ten of Wands is going to devolve into this Nine of Swords, and this is where that kind of mental stress becomes emotional pain, really. You know, and we don't want it to get to this point. So I think it's important that we take that dip, flip that switch. Okay. Anyway, Capricorn, thank you for letting me read for you today. We're going to do an extended. You can click on the link right there to check out the extended reading. This was your weekly tarot forecast for February 5th through 11th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.